But even that is in contention.
It's in contention because the people who are contending lack creativity. They lack imagination. They lack understanding. And one of the problems we have in our country today is that we are being led by people who do not have the basic education to govern a 21st century country. And it's a shame because in the period of limited self-independence, between 1955 to 1960, and then 1960, when we had independence in 1960 to 1966, when we had the military coup, Nigerians who are perhaps less educated always voted and elected the best brain in the society to lead them. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was a lawyer. Nnamdi Azikiwe had a PhD and was a very good journalist. Herbert Macaulay was Dr. Herbert Macaulay. People who didn't go to school elected the best to lead them. And you saw what happened. The Western region had television even before France, before Ireland. There were many firsts in the Western region. As at the time the colonialists left and vacated Nigeria's administration, we perhaps had just about 27 hospital beds in the whole of Western region for over 100 years of colonial rule. Within 5 years of limited state government, thousands of hospital beds were built, thousands of schools were built, and you saw the level of, and that was driven by the knowledge of how to create a modern society, which comes with education. Now, subsequently afterwards, we have been led by people who are less and less educated. So how far you go as a society depends on the intelligence quotient of the leadership and their level of understanding of society. So even in issues as simple as how to correct ethical issues, anyone who doesn't have a proper education cannot conceive it in another manner rather than you have to just adopt a police action. And it's never effective except you deal with issues from a multifaceted angle: policy, institutions, regulation. You know, these are all things that you need to do. So shouting about corruption and does not take corruption away. To be quite honest with you, people were killed in 1966 for over allegation of corruption. That's what the soldiers did. They tied leaders to stake and killed them. And created so much problem for society that we're still battling with till today. That was the mentality. Oh, we heard that somebody is corrupt. They didn't prove it, and they just killed those leaders. We're still battling with the consequences of it. And corruption had never gone. And these leaders that were alleged to be corrupt in those years, they never had foreign bank accounts. And since after military incursion in policy, we have seen a higher level of corruption. First, they took power from local authorities and centralized it, and corruption blows up. So you have to devolve power to deal with corruption. You have to pay people a living wage. 3, you have to now address the ethical issues. Because there are categories of Nigerians that even never knew that Nigeria had been a better society than what they have before. There are young people who think that it is the norm for people to steal. That's the only Nigeria they know. They didn't know the Nigeria that you and I knew, where people selling their products will put their product by the roadside and indicate with the number of stones without being there. Nigerians, yes, Nigerians that I saw, and I am not a Methuselah, I'm a young man, who will come and drop the correct money, and nobody will go away with the wares without taking the money, and nobody will take the money away. But Some people are used to a Nigeria where even the woman will be kidnapped with her wares and they will levy a ransom to the community on how much the community needs to pay to get this woman free. That's the Nigeria they know. And with history taken off syllabus, and with no historical consciousness of a Nigeria where somebody like Aminu Kanu died without having even a house of his own, and he was a political leader. They didn't know that there are such leaders in Nigeria who were political leaders of a given region and they died without having a private house.
The same thing happened with Baka Tafawa Balewa, even Sir Ahmadu Bello. There were so many of them.
These are leaders who lived selflessly. They never had private bank accounts in UK or whatever. They never even had their own private houses. They worked their life for this country. And one of them was Chief Solomon La. Chief Solomon La had been minister, he had been governor, and he did a lot in Plateau. Chief La died without having a private residence in Abuja. These were the leaders that produced people like us. But a lot of young people don't know that there are leaders like this. You understand? Because number one, the military took history out of the syllabus. So they don't even know anything about those leaders. There are young people who don't know about Chief Obafemi Awolowo. They will probably ask you whether is Obafemi Martins playing football. They never heard about. You and I went to school where, even as primary school pupils, we need about Macaulay, we need Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Under general civics.
You know. And by the time you were in secondary school, from Form 1 to 3, you did history. You need the struggles during the anti-colonial rule, for independence and all that. So the curriculum with the military imposed has also destroyed the Nigerian value system. And there is no way you can be patriotic when you don't have an historical consciousness. Can you think about an American not knowing about Abraham Lincoln? Can you think about America? And so this is one of the crises of values, apart from issues of unemployment and other terrible economic issues. So it's a whole gamut of reform that we are going to be dealing with from a point of view of education and understanding. And there is also the question that we need to make service delivery to be less of human contact and to be more technologically driven. I mean, we have a society that is more savvy in terms of high tech and what have you, but we have not deployed it to the benefit of society. Most of the time, we have deployed it to other things in entertainment rather than reforming society and to get a more organized and better society. You know, like what you have in other climes. Technology is used for service delivery. You want to have a license or a permit, you don't have to go there physically.
You can
just
apply
put
online
it in and all that, and nobody knows who you are and all that. So here we will deploy our technology for other things to entertain people rather than things that can. So we need all those creativity that we have in town now to be deployed for the benefit of society.
Mr. Olaopo Hashim, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Really nice to meet you once again. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.